Well, hello. No matter how many times I do this, I always get a little bit nervous starting a video. So, to break the tension, I'm going to tell you some jokes about the coronavirus. But you'll have to wait 2 weeks to see if you get them. So after spring break, we came back from our trip, and my wife and I, and of course, we went to the grocery store, and they were completely out of toilet paper. I mean, they were wiped out. We were poop out of luck. I mean, who buys all the teepee? Buttholes, that who. Now, I want to make sure that you guys don't tell anyone these virus jokes because we don't want them spreading around. And don't worry, if any of these flew over your head, just be patient and you'll get them. All right, well, that was fun. This first video lesson is going to be really easy. It's about circles, the equation circles. I know I talked to my class a little bit about the equations of circles and what they looked like as we were doing some other stuff. But here we're just going to be writing some equations of circles, and it should go pretty quick. And then you can try the IXL assessment and see how that goes for you. But so, of course, the circle is defined as the set of all points on a plane that are equidistant from a fixed point, so that's center. So, so here's our center, and all the points that are the same distance away from that center make up that circle. And of course, there are an infinite number of points that do that. Pen is being weird. But here's the equation for that. So this is the standard form, the center radius form of a circle. This is the x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So of course these parentheses here, we've seen those before. We tend to see these h and k as liars, or h has always been a liar to us, but it's because it's always been in the parentheses. Well, here we also see k is inside the parentheses, so it's also going to be lying to us. So as far as that sign goes, and then make sure, one of the more common mistakes when we do these problems is that we forget to square the radius. So make sure you're always squaring the radius on that far side. So essentially, like if we knew a circle was going to be have a center at let's say like 4, -2, and that its radius was 5 or something like that, we would just write the equation. So x minus 4, so since it's positive 4, we write minus 4 squared, and then plus, always plus there, and then y minus -2, so y plus 2, so there's that sign switch, and then we want to make sure that's equal to, and I want to take that 5 that the radius was and square it, so that'd be 25. So pretty much like that. I think where we're looking here is given a picture, write the equation from the picture. So pretty much the same thing. We identifying where the center is, and then identifying what the radius is, and just plug them into the equation. Should be quick. So first thing I want to do when I look at the problem is find that center. So I'm just noticing here my center is at 0, 0, the origin. And then I want to find the radius, so how far away is a point. So I need to look at any convenient point. Usually those ones that are straight up and straight down or straight side to side are the convenient ones. So just noticing that all of those are 5 units away. So our radius must be 5. And so as we go to write the equation, it'd be x minus 0, which should be our h value, and then squared, and then plus y minus, and our other k value, which would be also 0, and then squared, and then equals, and so we take that 5 and we square it. Well, I'm just going to write 5 squared right now. And of course, simplify that, x minus 0 squared would just be x squared, and then y minus 0 squared would be y squared, and of course 5 squared is 25. And there is the standard form equation for that circle. So of course you can do that simplifying in your head and don't have to do multiple steps, but that's how it works. So we're going to see on the IXL some pretty simple ones like that, where they're at the origin, and then you just identify the radius. X squared plus y squared equals blank squared. So then they're going to start showing it. Oops. some ones where things are shifting. So again, that first idea that you want to identify is, where is the center? So this center being at 0, -4. And then I want to identify radius. So I need to figure out how far that is, right? So it's that distance there. So again, any point you want, doesn't matter, don't pick any of the diagonal points, but any of those kind of cardinal points, use them. And so you can see that's a distance of 4. So r equals. And so, we have x minus 0. So I'm just going to do x squared. And then plus, always plus. And then y minus -4. So that's going to be y plus 4 squared. And then 4 squared is 16. So there would be the standard form equation for that circle. Pretty easy. And the last thing we're going to do is just have a kind of a double shift on the center. So just notice that the center's been moved, left and right, or left or right and up and down. So just identifying that point first. So our center here is at -2, 1. And then again, just find some point to measure the distance to. So that's a distance of 2. So r equals 2. So x minus -2, so x plus 2, there's that sign switch, squared, always plus in the middle. Y minus 1, so it says positive 1, so we write -1 squared. And then we take that radius, which is 2, and we square it. There. All right, so that's how we write the equations of circles from the graph of a circle. Pretty easy stuff. The next part will be writing the equations of circles, just given kind of some properties of the circle. So some will be similar, some will be a little bit more difficult, but what we want you guys to do is go to IXL. You should have gotten a login username and password. There's no college algebra section, so you guys are going to be working out the algebra 2 section, but it has just what we need. And you're going to go to algebra 2, section U3, which will say write equations of circles in standard form from graphs. And you're going to try to get a score of 80 on there, and we'll be able to, of course, we really want to get 100, really impress us. But if you guys have never used IXL before, you'll be able to type in your answer. There's going to be like a square button and stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward entry as far as the answers go. And then as you get questions right, your score increases. If you miss a question, it of course decreases your score, and then I think it kind of like knocks you back down a level and say, okay, well, you missed that one. Let's go back a little bit and try again. And it also shows you what you did wrong, and then offers you another question too. So make sure you pay attention to the like what it's trying to tell you as far as how you missed the question. It shows you the right way to do it so you don't miss it again. So there's that learning. Make a mistake, which is fine. Just make sure you don't do it again. So hope this was a nice, easy first lesson, and we'll be hearing from me again soon.